we have a lot more news. We'll be looking at what the stories on the front pages of the newspapers, and you can be sure this story will take center stage on many of the front pages this morning. So let's quickly just make sure we do the reviews. On the front page of the Daily Graphic, we have PRC best teeth at ECG gives 24-hour ultimatum to sort out prepaid problems. And the story has been featured on the front page of the Daily Graphic, and it reads that the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, that's the PURC, has given the Electricity Company of Ghana a 24-hour ultimatum. And the ultimatum is to enable them come to explain why the company should not be penalized following the inability of its customers to purchase credit for their prepaid meter since the weekend, or the last weekend, or the weekend that just passed. And because we know tomorrow we're starting another one. And the order, the regulatory body said, had become necessary because the ECG failed to comply with its emergency response measures in the wake of the challenges being faced by customers who use prepaid meters. So just think about it. You know, the customers had been in great difficulty. They've been having difficulty getting access to prepaid meters at the various vending points in their localities, in the community. Many of them had to troop to centers just close by to make sure that they have access, and it just didn't happen for many of them. But let's also look at another story also occupying, for which we also give you a great insight on in our news update. 14,200 cops deployed for the Yuletide period, and that story for us was found by Latif Idris, and that's on page 16 of the paper. Now we have fake Flassa Files official arrested. You know, a suspect there. And then you have Kumaka student died from type A swine flu, H1N1 strain, we're told. And the story is on page 20 of the paper. We can't belabor the point enough. We'll be discussing this when our guests come into the studio. We're having in the studio Mohammed Abdulaziz. He's a member of parliament from Myong. He'll be joined by Kofi Ameya, who is the director of communications for MPP USA. So we'll have great things to talk about this morning. But now also look at the back page of the paper, the Daily Graphic. It has on the front page 50 LPG, that's liquefied petroleum gas outlets, shut down for operating below standard. You have a picture there of Hassan Tampoli, who is a CEO for the National Petroleum Authority. Okay. And then we have other stories there. Let's go to the Ghanaian Times. On the Ghanaian Times, we have on the front page, police deploys 14,200 men for the Christmas period. And that story is on page 18 of the paper. We had COP Dampare, Dr. Dampare addressing the media and telling us what really they were going to do for the period. And that was on Thursday. President attends Thanksgiving service to celebrate December 2016 election victory. It took place at the Accra International Conference Center. Mama Yosawaje was there live, and she brought to us a comprehensive report on what really that all was about. And then thereafter, we also had some live coverage of the event. Swine flu caused death of Kumasi Academy students. Noguchi confirms, and ECG pleads with customers over disruption of prepaid meters. Already we know that the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission says that they've been given time as a corporation or company. They've been given time, and they have to come and explain why, you know, in effect, customers couldn't get access to prepaid credit for their prepaid cards. We have GIF to reclaim degraded site, or to help reclaim degraded sites. We have thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even tens of thousands of hectares of land that has been degraded, and so we need to be reclaimed. And we want to make sure we join the effort to make sure this is a success. You have a picture there on the back page of the Ghanaian Times of Mr. Peter Amewu, who is the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. Other stories also we have on the back page. 428 benefit from planting for food and jobs at Ayen Swano. You have a picture there of Miss Governor, and Miss Governor apparently is the district chief executive for the area. We know that Samuel Aye Pay is the member of parliament for that area. Now let's look at the Finder. The Finder has on the front page, Nana seeks wisdom, humility from God to effectively deliver on mandate. Amen. And the story is on the front page of the Finder newspaper. So it says, from God to effectively deliver on mandate. That's a good one. And that story is on page 8 of the paper. It's a front page story for the Finder. It says the President, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has prayed for humility and wisdom for himself and members of his government to effectively deliver on their mandate to deliver the social good to the people of Ghana. The President joined thousands of New Patriotic Party faithful at a national Thanksgiving service to commemorate the first anniversary of winning power in the 2016 general elections. The President said it was to meet and thank the Almighty God for preserving the peace of the country and winning the battle for Ghana. Other stories we have on the front page of the Finder newspaper. Police deploy 14,200 officers for crime-free Christmas, and that's also there. Then we have utilized natural resources for national progress. Finance Minister and WASI, Professor Aduobing, makes case for students with grades 08, D7 and E8. And that story is quite interesting. It's on page 4 of the paper. And it says, Reverend Professor Emmanuel Aduobing has suggested that WASI students with grades D7 and E8 in the core subject be allowed to enter the university through an access course program. I think I agree with him. He said the only option left for students with those grades was to resit the examination, as a result losing almost a year, and added it was possible for private universities to mount access courses for these students. I also agree. And we know that, Professor Aduobing is the president of the Presbyterian University College, had been in the studio one time. So I think I agree with him. I don't know whether we can call him to further explain with better particulars what he means by that. Kumaka cases test positive for H1N1 virus. According to the minister, we know that he addressed a press conference and all that was said in there. Let's look at the Daily Dispatch newspaper. And on the front page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper, we have how DNA is saving some men in Ghana, because over 90% of tests prove they are not the fathers of their children. Fred Potiphar has 3 children, and Fred Potiphar is our lead director. I'm not suggesting anything, I'm just saying he has 3 children. And the story is on the back page of the paper. Especially when you know your children don't look like you, that's even more dangerous. Derek Okosam, who's my lead producer, is not even married at all, no girlfriend, so we don't know how his children will look like. But this is what the front page story of the Daily Dispatch is saying. How DNA is saving some men in Ghana, because there are all indications that over 90% of tests prove that they are not the fathers of their children. It's not funny. I'm just laughing. And this is the editor's note. To protect our sources in the course of investigating this sensitive matter, some names and details have been changed. There is a joke currently doing the rounds on WhatsApp about a couple who got divorced after more than 20 years of marriage. Their wife sent this message. I'm sorry to inform you that the girl you thought was your daughter is not. It was someone who impregnated me. The husband replied, oh, thank God, I'm now free from the guilt of incest. Please ask her to come and see me. I would want her to take over from you. But you know, I mean, this is just but the real issue is that according to investigations, the above is one of the reasons why many persons are happy that the science of determining whether the man is actually the father of a child through DNA can be done locally. Hitherto, such tests were done outside the country, and the cost in Ghana range between 1,000 and 1,005 Ghana cedi. If you're suspecting anything, Charlie, go and test. When you take the child for kindergarten classes, then you branch. I don't know. So we have other stories there. FOCAP laments on poor collection of royalties. And FOCAP, I believe FOCAP is linked to musicians and entertainment industry, because I can see Kujo Prekudakwa on the front page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper. He's a very good friend of mine, though. And how Nigeria became world Scrabble champions. You know, I've been trying to wrap my head around Scrabble. Maybe because my bone. I don't. But I know that it's just words, you know, 2-letter words, 3-letter words, and all that. So Scrabble. And how Nigeria became the world Scrabble champions. Now let's look at the Daily Guide newspaper. Ghanaians thank God for 2016 elections. I don't know whether it's Ghanaians. It's more like the MPP thank God for the 2016 election. But that's a Daily Guide for you. I love them. Great tabloid. Mahama grabs military land ordered to vacate. And this one has been controversial since yesterday because the defense minister had received reports, done great assessment on observation, and then did some inspection and came out with this and said, look, even the former president, John Dramani Mahama, had a property in one of those lands which really should have been belonging to the military, or the military had a first right of acquisition because it was within those enclaves that had been allocated to the military by government. So a great controversy over the last 12 hours. We know sometimes you can have a tinge of politics in all this, you know, former president, so new government wants to. And the swine flu kills Kumasi Academy students. And you have a picture there of Kweku Ajiman Menu. And for that story, we already know that there's a rebuttal to that story. And so we'll bring you all that rebuttal very soon. And I'll read that to you, I'm sure, on the, as we have it on the prompter. But Stop Killer Rent Ivor Bex Nana. I thought the campaign they were saying that even the petrol or the credit, ECG credits were even expensive than rent. But we don't know that, do we? Okay, so we have the Weekend Today. The Weekend Today has on the front page, teenage girls trading sex for fish. And then chic collection ideas for Xmas outings. That's great. I love fashion sometimes, so it's good. Technology and coding can sustain economy. And that's the Weekend Today. But on the back page, you have 13 amazing benefits of cabbage. Inra cabbage. But let's look at the Herald newspaper. The Herald newspaper has the story. Energy ministers' incompetence manifesting again. More controversy over National Best Farmer Awards. Double trouble for NSS boss and Glyco. 2 institutions reviewing mandatory insurance. Bavlo Latte grabs top award in The Hague. Okay, so those are the stories we have. Den Haag. All right, so that'll do. Can we go do online portals and see what stories there are on the online portals? And we'll go to myjoyonline.com. It's usually where we go first. So you go to myjoyonline.com, you have a number of interesting stories. Majority leader, others must take government business serious. That's according to the Banda Member of Parliament. And Ahmed Ibrahim. Should be his name, or no? I hope I'm right. I'm not too sure. Well, Ahmed Ibrahim, no. Okay, so Ronaldo beats Messi to win 5th Ballon d'Or, and Real Madrid forward Cristiano Ronaldo beats Barcelona's Lionel Messi to win the Ballon d'Or award for the 5th time. But you know, he's going on retirement. Messi will beat him hands down in 2-3 years' time. Messi has got 3-4 more years to go. Cristiano Ronaldo, he looks like a sculpture. Hey, the guy, fine pa. Oh, it's a Manchester United. You could see that he had blotches and all that. Chelsea you're fine. Papa, when this guy see a drone, hey, Cristiano Ronaldo. Now 3. 53.8% not lotto number. MPP holds mega Thanksgiving service, and the governing MPP has marked 1 year since it unseated the past regime with the national Thanksgiving service in appreciation to God for the victory. Talk about rubbing it in your face of your opponents. I guess that's what the event is all about, Charlie. You know, but you know, God has been good to Ghana, so we have to be grateful. Full text: Kenneth Ofori-Atta's speech at the 3rd Aliu Mahama Memorial Lectures, and the Finance Minister Kenneth Ofori-Atta was the main speaker at the 3rd Aliu Mahama Memorial Lectures held in honor of the former president. Ayakata. And then we have the next story. Resolve prepaid meter crisis or face sanction. PURC to ECG. The Public Utility Regulatory Commission has threatened to sanction the Electricity Company of Ghana if it does not resolve the issues with these prepaid meters, and we know that consumers like you and I had been struggling to get access to credit the last couple of days, but now I'm told that it's been rectified. But those who still have the old type of cards, they still have some great difficulties. But let's go through. And we have Hearts lament poor preseason start as just 4 players strain. It can't happen. It shouldn't be happening. Accra's Folk is a top club. If they know the players are not in, they should be disciplined. Unless maybe the players are not under contract. If they are, they should be disciplined. Kofodia market women call for head of the MCA, and apparently some market women in Kofodia are protesting against the new Joabeng Municipal Chief Executive Comfort Asante for moving traders from their current trading place. 2020 election, 2020, you know they keep threatening. Yeah, politicians now, you give the people leeway. That's what happens. Make Tafo capital of Achimebwakwa North to honor JB Dankwa youth movement. Some youth of Achim Tafo have petitioned President Akufo-Addo to make the town the capital of the year to be created Achimebwakwa North Municipal Assembly. Waban was sweat day. Rough. Former Chief of Staff faces CID overinflated $74 million waste bin contract, we're told. Now let's go. Let's go up, 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 up. We have other stories there. Up, 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 up. Okay, okay, so we have videos and all that, just in case you don't know. You can go search My Joy Online TV is our YouTube channel, and then we can. Now let's go to City FM Online, and that's where we have to go do a lot of reviews there. But just in case you don't know, please, you can get interactive on Facebook. We have JoyNews on TV. We also stream live there, so please go watch us, and if you're watching, you can comment on it. We'll be so much grateful. We also have a Twitter handle at JoyNews on TV. Personally, I have my Twitter handle, Roll Walker Ghana, and Roland Walker is just my... I don't think it's a page on Facebook, it's just my account. Yeah, pages, public, figure, you know, that kind of thing. So please let us hear from you. But for myjoyonline.com, we go to cityfmonline.com. It will be up on the screens very soon. We'll do a review of the newspapers. But today we have interesting things to talk about. We'll be having in the studio Mohammed Abdulaziz, who is a member of parliament for Myong, and then also Kofi Asante, who is Kofi Amayao, who is the communications director for the NPP USA. Obi Mainso. So we have Mohammed. No, okay, it's Mahama, sorry. Mahama doesn't own military land. Nitawo is reckless, Muntari. And then we have acute respiratory infection caused some Kumaka deaths. Yo. Samples from Kumaka test positive for swine flu. Vacate military land, angry Nitawu backs at Mahama. Let's go up. Kumasi shoe factory managers collapsing the company, Nitawu. Lack of backup cause ECG's prepaid troubles, ITI analysts. Yo. MPP's election victory, Thanksgiving service and pictures, all there. CTFM bring in. Government's e-registration of businesses complete fast, according to Imani Ghana. And Cristiano Ronaldo beats Lionel Messi to win 5th Ballon d'Or. Oh, forget. The last one, you won't win it. Lionel Messi will win 3 more times before he goes on retirement. So the record will be held ultimately before he retires, barring any injuries. But Cristiano, Cristiano Ronaldo, who's a Portugal for I know Mupenro, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo will want to have that. As for Cristiano Ronaldo can go and obey me Agbalagba. But let's go. Let's take a look at the Africa page of the BBC or the main page, however it is, and let's look at. I think it's the main page. Okay. Let's go to the Africa page. Liberia election court gives go ahead for runoff. Former footballer, played for Paris Saint-Germain, played for AC Milan, played for Chelsea, one of the best teams in England. What do you say? George Weah. From there, went to do degree, masters, business, administration. Footballers should take footballers from Ghana, take it. One day you two can be president. And he led the first round Only that he didn't meet the mark, you know, first past the post. So they had to go second round. And this is a current vice president. As a candidate too. Charlie, when you're off. George Weah, I hope that you win. Liberia Supreme Court has ruled that the evidence of fraud during October's first round of presidential elections was insufficient to merit a rerun. This means the final round of voting between the two leading candidates, ex-footballer George Weah and Vice President Joseph Wakai, can go ahead. And the commission will now set a date for the delayed votes. When government is in power, sometimes they find it difficult trying to say, you know, dream, but they like that. George Weah, football, gone to US school, degree, MBA, US degree. Anyway, he's always in Ghana though, but don't worry. I've met him a couple of times, so he's a nice man, very nice man. And we're told that the Liberty Party's representative, Charles Bromskin, who came third in the first round, had challenged the result. And the second round of voting to succeed President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf had initially been set for November 7th. So just think about it. Charlie, Liberia, we'll go there. JoyNews will be there live. We'll cover the whole event for you. And I know that we're going to send a team of Derek Ekosam. Our top reporters will be in Liberia. We'll bring you that runoff. Great story. It's going to be ultimately my pick when George Weah wins. So let's go to some aspects of the Africa page of the BBC. But we also have the world page. And let's go to the world page of the BBC if we can. Okay, it's not ready yet, but please get interactive. We have JoyNews on TV, is our page on Facebook. We're always there streaming live, and please, if you're able to get there, give us your comment on what you're watching. And also, we have a channel on YouTube. My Joy Online TV is also live as always. If you have great data, and we know data is cheap in Ghana, go buy some, and then you can get access to My Joy Online TV on YouTube. U.S. warns against scrapping Abbas talks. And talks between U.S. Vice President and the Palestinian leader Abbas have been pushed for later this month, and already U.S. warns against scrapping the Abbas talks. And look, since Donald Trump announced that ultimately the U.S. government was going to move its Tel Aviv-based embassy to Jerusalem, we've had a number of controversies in there. The whole of the Middle East has been up and criticizing Donald Trump, the U.S. government, for the decision that has been taken. So we'll see how that goes. People say, look, the analysts say it was bound to happen, but just the timing was wrong and all that. Every U.S. government and the presidency, or the president since the 70s, had promised in their campaigns that when they came into office, they would try to move their embassies to Jerusalem, all in a bid to try to recognize Jerusalem as a capital and ultimately, you know, improve the talks of a two-state discussion that had been ongoing for decades, which had never been successful. And you just have to read the history of the Palestinian and Israeli war to know that a lot more is happening. So we have a lot more to be grateful for. And today is your birthday. Let me just look at this. Today is your birthday. And today is your birthday, and so we have to make sure we celebrate you. And so today is your birthday, and we wish you all the best today. And you also, it's your birthday that's going to be in a day or two, and Samuel Kwabison. Kwabison is a cameraman here at Multi TV. He's just behind the camera right now. Kwakwa, happy birthday in advance to you. And it's from us, myself, Roland, Mama Vioso Abuaje, from your beautiful wife, your children. And your wife says that, please, they want more children. Increase Ghana's population. Kwakwa. Well, so we'll have a lot more to talk about. But please, in the meantime, we have to bring the latest sports update. And Asaribediako over here, we know that Cristiano Ronaldo is the new Ballon d'Or owner. You know, he's won it 2008, 2013, 2014, 2016, and 2017. But never forget, he's going to go on retirement ultimately. And Lionel Messi, if he doesn't get injured within the period that Cristiano Ronaldo is perhaps in the US trying to live off his retirement packages, etc., he'll still be winning a lot more. But Asarbedi will be able to give you the latest of the sports highlights.